Hello again, everybody. This is the coach Shannon Griffith coming to you here on the Hoosier.com, newly affiliated with the Hoosier.com, and glad to be with them today. Want to sit down and talk about the Indiana Hoosiers RPO scheme utilized last year to great efficiency. A lot of first and second down, normal down type of calls with high efficiency for the Hoosiers, and want to go through it here a little bit, talk about it, and give you some insights on it, and hopefully that you'll take away a little bit better understanding of the RPO game, the run pass option game, or PRO, pass run option game that Indiana implemented last year. One thing not to forget, the Hoosier.com as well as on3.com sponsoring a $1 subscription for the first month, then 50% off after that. If you can get that, get it, because you're going to get a wealth of sports knowledge from the Hoosier.com folks as well as on3.com. And I can tell you from my own personal knowledge of on3.com, they're probably one of the best out there in terms of sports affiliated type of websites. So get out there and get you a subscription today. Let's get on with it here, talking about this RPO game that the Hoosiers ran last year. And we're going to take a first look here, going to try to slow sports analyst software, and they gladly sponsor the Hoosier football tailgate, and I appreciate them. So we're going to see here first, they're going to run inside zone concept here to the left, and we're going to see the wide copy of this in this tape, as well as the end zone, what we refer to as all 22. And in this instance here, you're going to see the receiver down here at the bottom is going to run about a 5-step slant. This tight end is going to release into the flat, and Curtis really is going to key on this guy right here. We're going to bring this guy along to block the end man on line of scrimmage, and if this guy steps up, he'll look to throw it right in behind him there. And the safeties, this is why it was schemed up real well against Charlotte, had a tendency to roll their coverage to a 3-deep look at the snap of the football. So we're going to look at that, watch Curtis participate, because he's not with the Hoosiers now because of a knee injury. But you can see here, watch number 8, left side linebacker, step up right there, and there's plenty of success with this play, high percentages and such. And this next play, what we're going to show here, is what Indiana did a lot with Coach Shanahan. They're going to show a 4 wide. Now, these are 2 tight ends. A tight end is here and here. That's Horton, and this is the young freshman from last year. And what we're going to see here is they're going to bring him into a tight set. That's going to make Charlotte adjust from what they show now, a 5-man box, to a loaded box. And again, probably going to get some type of roll here. Now, what Indiana does, a good cover 3 beater, is to run this guy on a post, run this guy on a wheel route. And then, of course, we're going to bring the tight end over to also be involved and get in the flat here that way. So we'll clear all this so everybody can see it. And watch this play here for another big play, Indiana. This is a 1st and 10 play. And again, what Curtis is looking at is who's the guy responsible for the flat. Well, it started out being this guy there, but it is now him. And you can see with the rotation, all of a sudden it's bad. It's a bad coverage for this set. And Indiana is going to take care of it here with this had a clean looking pitcher. Now we're going to look, this is against Maryland. This is a 2nd and 10. Again, what's going to happen here is we're going to scatter these guys. They're going to go from on this side of the field all over the way to here. And you'll see that here in a second with what they end up doing. So this is a complete total adjustment. It forces Maryland to shift bodies around, and that, makes them maybe a little bit hesitant. This time we're going to throw right down here a quick bubble screen out to him, and we're going to use these two guys to get out here and block. And you're going to watch what these guys, Horton and I think it's Price, do on this particular one. But a tremendous blocking. It's a leverage play, kind of like an RPO more so than a PRO rather than a RPO. And you can see 2 defenders inside there. These 2 guys right here, they're pausing. And right now we got a hat on a hat and away we go. And Curtis is recognizing it, getting the ball in and out of his hands, and a heck of a job from Horton there. And again, the wide receivers did a tremendous job all year, run blocking, whether it be the running back, running the ball, or off receiver catching the ball. They did a great job in space, and a very tough thing here. So you can watch it from this angle here, and you can see Curtis's eyes looking right at those backers. You can see him right now. And this is what you hear Coach Shanahan talk about, you've heard Coach Sig talk about, is getting the quarterback's eyes right. And that is a direct reference to them reading their keys. They've got to read their keys, whatever it may be, in a read option type of scenario, passing game scenario. Getting your eyes right pertains to that aspect of playing the position. Here's the one where gave Indiana a 2-touchdown score. Again, this one here where they get Nebraska kind of off kilter here. They've got 2 guys over here not knowing what they're going to do. And you can see out here with the stack set, something's up, and they're going to run inside zone to the left here. And Curtis is going to read this defender here. Now, what we teach the quarterback is if he comes around this end and chases and his shoulders turn and you don't see a number, you're going to pull it. And in this instance, he's going to have an option to run the ball, or if he sees a guy coming off of the edge, which is this DB here, he's got a route that he can dump it to, and it's 2-on-1 on the outside, and this leads to a touchdown and a 2-score lead for Indiana. Just a well-designed play, great play call at the right time by Shanahan. And again, you can tell this is something that they had schemed up against Nebraska in their blitz-heavy type of defense. And great call there. Great call. And again, I could emphasis, having Williams in the picture, Malik Jackson's in the picture, Surratt's still in the picture. You've got Omar Cooper. Again, these are guys that have done these plays, with the exception of maybe Jackson, who just coming in as a transfer. And EJ Williams is going to be such a big target to hit. It's going to be fun throwing it to him in that regard. Now, here's one. Again, it's an RPO. What the quarterback's going to have, he's going to have him running an out cut here. You're going to have a bubble, and what he's going to do is block what we call most dangerous. So again, this is a pretty fair loaded box where they're going to get, a lot of bodies here. And you may say, well, why didn't he throw it 1-on-1 here or up here at the top? Well, I think he hands it off here because I think this is the series he messed up his finger. And so what he ends up doing is handing the ball off, and what the quarterback coach will tell him, you're never truly wrong by just handing it off, and have a rhyme and a reason as to why. Well, watch this play, but watch the block of the center, Kadick. We'll get the inside zone here. Great job by Justice Ellison. Another great cut. And this was just the hammer starting to get driven into the nail or the coffin of Nebraska. But what we're going to watch here is we're going to watch the big fella here, the big man, get a great block. He's going to block. He first is going to block this defender, and then he's going to block this defender, which the reality of it is you usually just want to block one, but he knocks the first one on his can and comes off and gets the guy that ultimately would have blown the play up, and Indiana gets a touchdown out of it. And sometimes you get lucky and a big play ensues, and that one was a great indication of why the offensive line did a heck of a job last year up front. And I don't think they'll miss a beat with what they got up front this year, especially with Coogan at center. Now, here's Michigan from a year ago. Michigan did a pretty good job of shutting this down in the second half and really took it away from Indiana. They're going to go what we call a look cadence. Look means the quarterback is going to give a dummy signal here, and then he's going to look over to either get confirmation to run the play that was called or to change the play. In this instance, they changed the play, as you can see here, which means Shanahan didn't like something or he saw something here. I'm going to say he saw a 5-man box and says, let's run the ball, but let's help the quarterback out in case something happens and they sneak an extra body in there. We'll tag it with a bubble down here with these guys blocking most dangerous defender. And 5-man box is what we're referencing is this is the box. And you can see you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This guy right here doesn't count because he's outside the box. So a 5-man box is the best box you can run against, what we call a light box. Now, Indiana gets 5 yards off of it, which is great. But I can guarantee it, they probably wish they had gotten more on this look. But in that instance, as you can see from this angle, it really kind of hits you in the face. And you can see where 34 here, this left linebacker, he's not counted because he's definitely outside the defensive stand-up in here. Big fellas up front did a great job on this. I think this is Carter down here at the bottom. If he stays on his guy, Justin makes a great cut. Now, this guy out here ends up folding back in and making the play. But as this play goes on, you're going to see, that opportunity there to rip through there, and just a little bit too much penetration. But again, can't be disappointed with 5 yards on a first down play. Okay, here's another play. It's second down and 10 or 11 to go here as Indiana's driving. And again, here's another one where they got a chance to throw a slant up here or run the inside zone. Bring in a wide receiver. They're going to run that. He's going to come out here and run the wheel route. He's going to come and avoid the defensive end into the flat, and Curtis is going to read this defender in the grand scheme of things here, and that will be his key to either hand it off or pull it and throw the football on the RPO. Now, right here, I think he was probably wishing that he probably pulled it and not given it here, but he does give it. They do a good job of blocking. This is a great run by Lawton. Can you imagine Hemby and Keon Black and BB, all these 3 running backs coming into the picture here? You got Holden States and Nowinski as the tight end this year. So this part of the ball game here, the tight end to tackle and the running backs, exciting to see what they give us in the backfield this year, along with Alberto Mendoza doing the same thing. And, what you may see Alberto do here is he may have pulled it there and taken off running because he's got some wheels. He's sneaky fast. And good job here for the most part blocking by the O-lineman. Just need to keep your head up there. And Michigan's linebacker makes a good tackle. And but again, a good solid run, getting the ball down inside on the red zone on a 2nd and long. And again, like I said, they did a tremendous job all year long with this philosophy that there will be just a reteaching and retooling for what they have coming back for this year, with Mendoza, Fernando being that guy at the trigger point. He may be a little bit more of a threat running the ball this year, as opposed to what Curtis's run threat availability was last year. And we knew why, because of his knee. But you have Fernando now that I believe has all the capabilities in the world to run this scheme, because he did it at Cal and be proficient in it just as much as Curtis was, and get his eyes trained that Coach Shanahan talks about and Coach Signetti talks about. They'll get that down pat. But you've got, in the backfield, you're going to have Hemby, Keon Black, BB, three very capable guys on top of what else may appear in the grand scheme of things running the football. Hemby is a great inside runner, and Keon as well. They're just big, strong guys that can barrel up in there. Black can take a 5-yard and make it 35-yard touchdown, 50-yard touchdown. But on the outside, Surratt was a masterful at this type of scenario last year with a lot of catches. You have Jackson, who's new from Appy State, but I think he'll fit in because of Appy State's offense doing some of the same things. And then, EJ's been a part of it since he's been here. EJ's issue is being healthy. And if they can get him healthy and get him into that mentality of being a big time player, he's got a big body that can run quick slants and be a force to be reckoned with. And also throwing the 50-50 ball on the outside. You've got those two as well in the mix as it pertains. And then Coop's done it before as well. So as a whole, this offense with this philosophical approach to run pass options will continue to retool and move forward with it, and still being a vital part of a first and second down call to give the offense the best opportunity to have positive success, either running it or throwing it, all dictated by what the quarterback is reading in front of him, everywhere from the box to the outside coverages, and making the determination of what he may or may not do with the football. And like I said, they did RPOs, run pass options, or PROs, which was the pass first option, run second. So everything there that they did last year with success, I fully expect them to utilize with the group they've got now moving into the 2025 season. Well, I thank you for watching this breakdown of the Indiana RPO offensive scheme here on the Hoosier Football Tailgate on thehoosier.com. For now, I'm the coach, Shannon Griffith. We'll catch you next time, all right here on the Hoosier Football Tailgate on thehoosier.com. Good night, everybody.